Using TradingView documentation, build me a cryptocurrency screener that shows me the top cryptocurrencies and alerts me of a strong buy or sell opportunity based on irregularities in the volume. Okay, there's our table. It's indicating strong buy at this time. Let's see if this ended up working out. Moving forward on the graph, that strong signal ended up being a 97% signal. Build me a machine learning model that can predict the price in the future and display lines on screen showing exactly the price targets. What? Okay, no way. Look at that. It's predicting the future. There's a historical win rate. The target is 95,000. And it seems like it's predicting that we're going to come up to this order block up in this area up here. And let's go to the gold chart because gold's been popping off lately. It seems like it's indicating this candle is a very strong buy candle, and that's our target. That's very impressive. I'll drop the open source code for this if anyone wants it in the Discord too. Links down in the description. So interesting. Using machine learning and the neighboring candles, it's predicting price targets at different levels. That's incredible. Create a super trend indicator showing a bullish super trend, bearish trend, or a neutral trend, each color coded with a thicker color indicating if it's a stronger trend. All right, there we go. This is pretty cool. It shows clear selling opportunities when it's a clear trend in either direction. It seems to really only go gray when it's a little bit choppy in these in-between moments here. Like that block right there is pretty flat as well at the bottom here, and then there's that reversal. So it shows that strong buying opportunity. Interesting. And then green all the way up. It's gray during this little pullback zone, this flat zone here. Flat line all the way across for a safe stop loss, and green all the way up. That's kind of impressive for an AI just to design this on the fly. Today we're going to be exploring ChatGPT's latest model, the o4-Model. We're using the o4 Mini High and the one that's available on the free tier for ChatGPT as well. If you're new here, I'd really appreciate it's free to do. Just hit that subscribe button and the like button. Really boost the channel. And today we're going to be talking about trading bots versus conventional and then going through ChatGPT's latest model. And I want to show you exactly how to utilize AI in order to make the most out of trading. Now, some of the advantages to automated trading are that automated trading functions 24/7. You don't have to be at the charts on your computer all the time. You can walk away and the bot is going to be leveraging as long as it's connected up, and it's going to work 24/7. The next thing is that trading bots analyze data faster, and when they activate, when a trade is detected, it can activate almost immediately. So within milliseconds, your trade is open, stop loss is set, all of that is taken care of. So you don't have to worry about getting to the charts and hitting the trade button. And it helps, at least for me, being a little less neurotic, thinking about, is my trade set up, done properly? The bot's already done that. And the last thing that leads me to is it reduces emotional trading. So if you've done your homework and you understand statistics, which is what we're going to get into today, the more robust your strategy is, the more objective your strategy is going to be. It's going to adapt to real world markets, and it's going to avoid the stress of trading, because trading can be very stressful to do, and algorithmic trading and leveraging AI hopes to take that away from you and make it less emotional and 100% pure a mental experience, because that's what it should be. And robots don't have emotions, so automated trading just makes sense for that. Trading bots offer automation, efficiency, and speed. They don't introduce bias like a human will. A human will always introduce bias It's really hard to train that bias out of you. More experienced traders can get there with conventional practices, but again, it's going to be a manual process. It's very time consuming. Sometimes it can take weeks to get a trading setup just to spot a good opportunity. And there's also human error, and you can't get rid of that bias. So just a quick comparison of those performance metrics with trading bots. You can see the historical data right up front, so you can make a more objective analysis based on that. And you can also see the risk management. You can look at certain trading metrics like the Sortino ratio, Sharpe ratio. You can just directly see the drawdown, and the difference in experience with that is it's right there calculated automatically, versus if you were manually trading, yeah, you could do it, but you have to calculate those numbers yourself based off your historical win to loss ratio. And also, just a quick overview. Hopefully at the end of this video, you'll have a deeper understanding. That's the goal of this video. The goal is long-term profitability, ease of mind, and I'm going to show you how to set up a trading strategy to be fully automated, how to do statistical validation, and we're going to be leveraging Chatgpt o4 Mini for help doing that. And not only has AI evolved over the last year, trading bots in general have evolved. 10 years ago, the first automated systems were kind of hitting the crypto markets, and you can notice that the markets have changed over time. Now a lot of firms, most if not all of them, are using automated bots. So algorithmic trading right now is being used and leveraged more than ever before. AI is being integrated into that. We've seen the DeepSeek model coming out of China originally was used for automated trading. They were trying to get algorithms, and they eventually released it open source because it's a very hard thing to do. So I'm going to show you how I've managed to do that. I have a full trading terminal setup that I've used, and honestly, my experience is really good with algorithmic trading, and that's exactly what this channel is for. That's what this video hopefully is going to set you up to streamline your own bots. Now, I'm not going to talk about all of the statistics of Chatgpt o4. I'm not going to get into that yet. It's kind of boring. I'm going to save it for the end of the video. I really just want to show you exactly what you can do with this model. Now, as a perfect example, I have the super trend indicator here that I already built, and I've been playing around with o4 Mini for the last week or so since it's come out, and I've really fine-tuned my approach in working with it. And I've also got the machine learning that ChatGPT was able to make for me, displaying the future price prediction. For this video, just for simplicity, I really do want to work with this machine learning model. I might do a video of that in the future, converting this indicator into a strategy. It has the profitability, historical win rate, and I can convert that into a strategy. I've opened the strategy tester here. It's not a strategy, so it's not showing any statistics, but it's quite easy to convert these into strategies to actually verify the historical effectiveness of them. So we're going to go ahead and do that with our super trend strategy here. This is a simple super trend. It detects flat markets here, so it's not going to be trading in these ranges. That's kind of the idea that I had for this. There's an EMA as well, just as an extra filter. We're only going to be trading with the trends. As soon as the price breaks above here, the ATR is bullish as well as the EMA. So that, to me, indicates if these things converge, then we might have some more profitability, as well as filtering out some of those bad trades with these gray areas. That's going to help the bot prevent it from taking too many trades. As you can see, it looks like it's really only trading here. I want to make the rules so that it can enter after this green prints and confirms, and that way it can hold all the way up until we can hypothesize about different exit rules and test them. One of the exit rules we could test is if the price crosses down below this blue EMA line, and that exponential moving average might be a really good sell signal as a take profit, or we could just set a flat take profit. You know, if we have 10% profit, might not want to get too greedy, and might just want to take that profit. Another exit signal might be we just want to exit once we enter one of these flat areas, because it's going to be consolidating anyways. You never really know if it's going to reverse in these flat areas here. In this case, it ended up going upwards, so it was better to hold, but you never really know. Like, I could scroll back here. There's a lot of different scenarios that if we back test it over a long enough period, you really will hit all those washout periods to see if the strategy holds up properly over time. And it's very easy to show, you know, those one-off scenarios, this one bullish area where the price went up, you know, in this trade it was like 40%, 42, 43, 44%. But what happens in these take profit areas where there's a lot of flat areas? If the strategy just stops performing in those areas, you might want to revisit the trading rules. And that's why backtesting is so important. So the first step is to open up. I have TradingView open here. You can sign up the link for TradingView. It's free. Just sign up with my link and you'll get bonuses. Links down in the description. Just going to click the open source code here. So this is the super trend indicator. I have it on the screen already. I'm opening up the source code here. I'm clicking that. Now that the source code is open, I'm just going to scroll all the way to the top. It says indicator here on the very first or second line. So in order to convert that into strategy, you don't necessarily need to know how, because Chatgpt can do that for you already. So I'm just going to copy all of the lines of code and then head back to Chatgpt. And now that I'm in Chatgpt, I can just ask it to convert it from an indicator into a strategy that we can backtest. So there's the prompt, can I convert this indicator into a strategy? And I've pasted all the lines of code. So here we go. And o4 Mini is pretty critical with how it thinks. It's had its thought process here. It shows me exactly what it was thinking, what its reasoning was, and here's the full upgrade. So the first thing I can see is it used to say indicator here. Now it's a strategy. So it's going to have added its trading rules. And interestingly enough, it looks like the long entry rule is if we're above the EMA value and the trend is bullish. That's exactly what we want. So it kind of read my mind. It made some inferences about the code already and went ahead and made those upgrades. If again, I could always play around with these, and right now it looks like it just closes the short entry if there's a long signal and closes the long entry if there's a short signal. So it basically flips from long to short. We can work with that, and for now I'm just going to play around with it and see what it can do. So it's pasted back into my terminal. I'm going to add it to chart using this play button, and there it is. It's already quite profitable. There's the win rate. It's got 7% drawdown. It's got 350 trades. The win rate is 36%. So this is untuned as well. Again, we can open up the settings by clicking here and clicking on the settings button. And then we can just dial in these settings. Now, the best way to dial in settings, a lot of people do not know this, but you have to make sure that your settings are robust. So a good way to do that, I'll just move this off to the side. A lot of people will show maybe a screenshot of a trading strategy, and it looks really, really good, but you don't know if it's robust just by looking at the statistics up front. And in TradingView, it's kind of limited with what you can do. So an example of what I mean when I say robust, I mean that it's been statistically verified. And statistical verification is probably the most important concept to understand, not only in algorithmic trading, of course, but it's essential in normal trading too, because somebody can show you a strategy that works in historical time, but the entire idea is you have a hypothesis that is going to work going forward into the future, right? That's, of course, you want your strategy to perform in real time. Right now, this is on the far right side of the graph here. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. We hope that it keeps going up and trending as this, the net profit on this graph has accumulated. But over time, this is just historical. So we can fix our settings to historical time, but the question is whether this ATR period, ATR factor are going to hold in the future. So the best way to do that using TradingView is to do a deep backtest and set the date only halfway through your data. So you can hide half your data from TradingView, from the editor here. And so let's just say we cut it off right in the middle here. We would do deep backtests on this portion of the data until we're happy with it. And then, and only then, would we reveal the last portion of the data, this whole block of data here. Maybe we cut off half of it, maybe we cut off only 40% of it, so we reveal the last 40% afterwards to see, does it keep trending upwards? And, we could also see the win rate or the max drawdown. And does the max drawdown increase significantly, like more than your safety threshold, after the blind window, because half the data is withheld from the trading terminal when you're training for it. Maybe you want to keep adjusting these numbers, as you can see here. If I change the ATR period from 10 to 11, maybe I can go all the way up to 20. Let's see if these numbers change dramatically. There we go. The net profit went up a little bit. So if I keep adjusting these numbers, I can fix the data, but I don't want to reveal all of the data at once. So with TradingView free, I don't think there's an option for deep backtesting on TradingView free, but it's this replay button right here in the top corner. So if I click here, I can go back and rewind on the data. Let's just minimize this so you can get a better idea of it. So rewinding here, and if I click anywhere, it's actually taking me back in history, and now I only have this amount of data to work with. So let's just exit out of that, and it's probably a lot of people will just try to maximize the net profit and then walk away from it. And this is how it works. You want to withhold some data from the backtest so that you can inject it later. And this means that the later data, it's blind, essentially. So you'll be able to see how the strategy performs as if that data were in real time, or because it's unseen data. And what you'll notice with that, a lot of the time, the Sharpe ratio, the net profit, might not be as high. The metrics will usually always worsen, but the question is how much. And that metric is called distortion. So if your Sharpe ratio was previously 1.0 and then it goes down to 0.9, well, you have a distortion of 0.1 for the Sharpe ratio. So it's important to understand how the strategy actually reacts to unseen data, because that's the realistic scenario, more likely than not. And there are other methods. You could randomize the trading data. You can do that on Python. You can't do it in TradingView, but maybe I'll do a follow-up video showing exactly how to do that. The strategy looks just as is, fairly good. I mean, I could spend a lot of time tuning it and adjusting it, but it doesn't look too shabby. It's not over trading these flat areas. It's not entering and flipping positions all the time. So that's already off to a good start. And from here, I could, of course, spend the time to do the deep backtest. So how I would do that, do a deep backtest, and I would calculate what is this 60% of time window in between 2020 at the start of the data and the current date. So I would probably choose a number somewhere halfway, or 30 or 40% data withheld, generate that report and see how we've performed. And then I would go in here, adjust the settings until I'm happy with this, graph. And then I could turn off the deep backtest, or I could use this end date as the next start date. So I would paste in that end date here, change this date all the way to the current date here. So I could select today, and then I could generate the report. So this is the blind data, right? So if you started with those settings in the past, your strategy, the actual start date would have been way back here on the left side. And then this would have been your actual total trades from starting it. So you can do either method, where you can see the distortion much more clearly if you only look at the previous end window. So this is starting from 2023 now, which is the withheld data. So this is, I'm only showing TradingView the data afterwards. I'm only showing the strategy, that information after I've done the training. So I can see how it performs. So profitable trades, 38%, for example. And with all the data, it's still 38%. So that's not bad, right? There's no distortion there. So that's important to keep in mind and keep track of in your head when you're looking at strategies, you're overviewing them. And importantly, TradingView is actually not the fastest way to do that. In Python, you can download the historical price data, and then on your machine, you can run a series of these in parallel. So it could test every possible combination, and it could tell you which parameters are robust and which ones aren't robust. So it can filter those out. And so that's what I've been working on the last several months. It's almost been a year now that I've been building out my full trading terminal, which is on a quant level, and I hope to share it with you guys soon. So if you're subscribed or in the Discord, I'm sure you'll be hearing updates from me with the progress on that. So one of the examples that I've coded my strategy into Python, done training on it, and it spit out robust numbers. I really like trading on the AVAX chart lately. This is the 30-minute settings that I have, and the deep backtest on this one looks pretty good, and it's held up in real time as well. This is my Wolfpack Elite bot that I'll show you it. These backtest numbers I'm really happy with this because there's not a lot of drawdown. It's only 10% max drawdown over 5 years, which is quite astounding. So very, very low risk. And when it does trade, it's getting in these galactic gains. So it'll get one of these incredible trades. And this is just in the short term. So this has profited 94% in the short term. So I haven't adjusted these settings in months. And I've posted these settings in the Discord. I'll show you where to find these settings exactly, the ones on screen. So if you're in the Discord, you can find the best bot settings it's the text channel right near the top. So if I'll click here, and here is all of the settings that I have. There's a bunch of rune settings, and here's the AVAX 30-minute bot. And I originally posted this Discord message. This was in May 11th. This was a long time ago that I posted this message, and the settings were profitable back then. And here's the current, most recent results. It's still profitable. And I'll just quickly show you. It's available on wop.com/trade-tactics. Scroll down, and it's the elite bot right here. So wop.com/trade-tactics. I'll leave a link down in the description. There's some reviews of it, real reviews, and you can get access to the Discord community. There's a bunch of different bonuses there that you could check out as well. In fact, I might leave a discount code if anyone wants to try out this trading system, which I've been working on for well over 2 years now and tested robustness. and I'm getting all of the robust settings that I can possibly find, running my machine overnight to automatically detect new good settings on different coins, different equities. So if anybody wants me to train it on any asset or any time frame, feel free to ask me. If I get a lot of requests for a certain one, I will definitely check it out. I know people like XRP, so I might get some more settings as time goes on and build an archive of good, robust settings that work in real time. So back to our super trend strategy, which this also is available in the Discord. I've linked the open source code if anybody wants to check this specific one out. If you navigate down to working scripts, and it's right in the open source trade tactics strategies here. I've dropped it right here, as well as this is one of the coolest ones that I personally really like, the KNN price predictor. That's the machine learning model that looks at the nearest neighboring candles to learn from them and then make predictions in the future. So this is really cool. I'll probably make a video of this in the future. And if anyone in the community does work on this, tag me, let me know. And if you end up making a post and releasing it, I'm sure it'll show up here. There's a lot of really good strategies. Now, I want to show you how to set up your own webhook signals from TradingView. So you can have your trading strategy here. It could plug directly into your Bybit account. So here is the setup page on Bybit.com. I'm going to leave a sign-up link for Bybit down in the description. If you use that sign-up link, it gives you a bonus for being part of my community. So there's no drawback for signing up with a link if you want to support the channel. That is the best way to do it. And in the future, I'm going to have my own system that will have a marketplace for all of the ideas on the channel. So make sure to sign up with that link, and it'll give you free access to the trading platform. Basically, this is the setup. You just want to log into your Bybit account, and you want to click on webhook signal trading. It's right down here, and you really just have to plug in your API, confirm all of the settings, and this is the full tutorial here, and you can also watch their video for how to set that up for yourself. They also have frequently asked questions as well. So this is the step-by-step guide and the frequently asked questions. So if anyone has any questions about how to do it, they will be able to have all their answers available here. But if you have any other questions, I'm also quite active in the Discord channel. So join the Discord, shoot me a message. Watch out for alt accounts of me. I'll show you this is my real account here, and it's really easy for, maybe a fake account will message you. It'll maybe have a number here that's out of place, or it'll look like it's an I, but it's actually a different symbol. And so make sure that you're only talking to the real one, because there's some fakes. I do have some detection to try to get the scammers out, but there are fake scammers across Discord, Twitter, TikTok, etc. So don't reply to any messages that I will never send you messages first, basically. Never. No exceptions unless we previously talk in the Discord and I let you know that I'm going to shoot you a message real quick. Quickly go through this super trend strategy, which seems pretty good on Bitcoin, and this is not tuned or adjusted, right? One of the other things that you should be looking for on a strategy is, does it work on multiple equities that are kind of similar? So this is Ethereum. It's still relatively profitable on Ethereum. Solana, it's not profitable on SushiSwap, but Solana is very similar to Ethereum. And on XRP, there's still a lot of profit available on XRP. Dogecoin, actually very profitable on Dogecoin with very low drawdown as well. So that might be something to consider looking at, especially with Dogecoin popping off so much recently. So actually, some quick TA there. I did not notice this, but it looks like a huge opportunity on Dogecoin of a huge breakout. I really like these curves. They really show you the exponential trends. Here, I'll show you how this is my favorite way to test strategies and to see if is this a good trade or not. I love the exponential lines. They usually show you the very tops or close to tops. And trying to line this up, as it should break above this curve very soon, but anyway, I'm getting caught up doing TA now, but that's my thing, is just looking at opportunities. As well as the bot was able to long here, short at the top. It longs every zig and zag. It looks pretty accurate here on Dogecoin. Just with the current settings, it looks fairly profitable. As well as back here, this short was perfect. Long, perfect long and short. So that's pretty exciting to see. As well here, it shorted this pullback, longed the bottom again. And even these quick snaps, it was able to capture, which is, you're never going to be able to catch every single one, but pretty good. Even untrained, it's already doing not too shabby. So I've shared the full source code if you guys want to play around with this super turn strategy. And I'll just end the video here. So hit the subscribe button. It really does the channel a lot of good, and the like button as well. Comment as well, not just one word, but if you actually have genuine questions that you want to ask, put those comments down below. I'll try to respond to a few of them.